So guys, a warm welcome to our second day of May Wine Month 2024. Yesterday was an introduction to Alsace, and I did talk a little bit about Trimbach yesterday as in terms of where Trimbach is and a little bit touched on the wine obviously that we list already from Trimbach. But we now have Julien on the call, who is a member of the Trimbach family, and I'll hand over to Julien to give an overview of who Trimbach are, and a little bit more about the wine from Trimbach that we list on the Hotel de Vancourt list. So, Julien, over to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the invitation. So my name is Julien Trimbach. Yes, I'm representing today the 13th generation of Trimbach family. My sister, my two cousins, and myself, we are the 13th generation. We are working in family. My father still here, my uncle still here, and even my grandfather, who is 92 years old, still here every day. So it's 3 generations working right now, and we are located right here. Sorry if it's not working perfectly. So this is where we are. So in Alsace, northeast of France, and Ribeauvillé is here. So it's really in the heart of Alsace, because Colmar is in the middle of the Alsace. From north to south, Colmar is in the middle. So we are just aside of Colmar here in Ribeauvillé. Small town, as you can see here, small village with the forest on the deep side, and surrounded by vineyards everywhere. We are really, really lucky in Ribeauvillé. We have amazing terroir, and we have a specific climate. You can see here this deep valley where Ribeauvillé is written. This deep valley gives us a specific microclimate in our village. During the summer, in Alsace, it can be really, really hot. It can be really, really hot, and we can reach 30-35 degrees easily. Hopefully, with this deep valley, we have a cool wind that cool down the temperature. So that's the specificity of Ribeauvillé. It can be hot in the afternoon, but during the night, thanks to the cold wind, the temperature dropped down to 18-20 degrees. So that's a big difference, and that helps us to keep the acidity in the grapes. So very, very important for us. Sorry, I don't see that you have the picture in full screen. Sorry for that. So this is Ribeauvillé village, and right here with the small mark, this is the enterprise, this is the estate where we are located. So as you can see on the foot of the Grand Cru Geisberg, this is Grand Cru Geisberg. This is Frédéric-Émile Vineyard Riesling. Maybe you know the wines, one of the top wine we're producing, Geisberg Grand Cru and Osterberg Grand Cru in the same wine. So here we are in Ribeauvillé. After that, our family. I was talking about our family just before. So on the left side, you can see my father, Jean. So he's in charge of the commercial side with my cousin, and my sister now who is in charge of France. My father is in charge of all the commerce view, and this is his brother, his elder brother, Pierre. So this is my uncle. I'm working with him as a winemaker since 2014, since I joined the estate. And in 2018, when I came back from a different internship, different trip, he told me, now you stay here, now you work with me. So since 2018, I'm 100% here, working in the vineyard or in the cellar or just in the estate. So that's for the family. My two cousins, Frédéric and Anne, and my sister right here. So that's the family, plus the grandfather, 92 years old, as I said before, still in very good health, very good shape. He had a lot of dry Riesling in his life, so that's the secret to keep you in good shape. Just to know, Richard, you still hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, I wasn't sure, so now I'm reassured. So this is our winery, just in the center of Ribeauvillé, as you've seen before. So behind of the winery, as I said, Grand Cru Geisberg. On the map, you cannot figure out, but now with this picture, you can see the beautiful steep slope of Grand Cru Geisberg, where the Frédéric Emile Riesling is produced. In this kind of terroir, everything is done by hand. You know that in Alsace, Riesling production is about 22%, 20 to 22%. For our family, Riesling production is more than 50% of the production. More than the half of our production is based from Riesling grape variety. We are really committed to this grape variety. We truly believe that that's the most beautiful white grape variety in the world, for not saying the best grape variety in the world. After that, that's a small view of our cellar. We use stainless steel, as you can see. We use cask. We call them foudre, so big old cask. Big, the smallest one, it's about 2 hectoliters, so 200 liters. And the biggest one is 100 hectoliters, 100 hectoliters, which mean 10,000 liters. This one you can see here is coming from 1717, so more than 300 years old. And more or less all the casks we have in our cellar, they are 200 years old. So for us, it means neutral oak. Neutral because there is no more oak sensation, there is no more oak taste. And this is what we are looking for. The neutrality before everything. That's why neutral oak, stainless steel, it's the perfect way to have a neutral material to work. What we are doing is in the vineyard, we are working in different ways depending on the vineyard, on the terroir, on the soils. We adapt ourselves always to the vines. But when the harvests are coming, when we cut the grapes, when we press the grapes, after that down in the cellar, we do exactly the same things for all the wines we produce. From the classic Riesling to the Riesling Reserve to the Frédéric Emile, even the Clos Sainte-Une, the winemaking process is 100% the same. Which means when you have different wines from our from our family, the winemaking was the same. So if you have differences in terms of tasting, it can only come from the terroir. Talking about the terroir, this is what we do. This is Frédéric Emile and Clos Sainte-Une terroir. We have ships in our vineyard since 2010. We are working in organic since 2008, and we will be certified with this vineyard 2023. We just launched our first wine in organic production, labeled organic production. It's Muscat 2023 Reserve, 100% organic. So all the vineyards we own 60 hectares, which is quite important. All of them, they are in organic production right now. It took us time because we have a lot of Grand Cru. On the 60 hectares we have, more than 40% are in Grand Cru sites, which means most of the time in Alsace, steep slope and much more difficult to work. But now everything is in Grand Cru, is in organic production. So I was talking about Frédéric Emile. Once again, that's a map you can see. Here we are, the Trimbach estates, and that's the plot of Frédéric Emile with Grand Cru Geisberg right here and Grand Cru Osterberg on the other side. The yellow part here is Frédéric Emile Vineyard, 2 Grand Cru, 2 different Grand Cru. And I wanted to show you this. So this is all our range. The yellow label with classic Riesling, this is the wine we produce the most. This is the wine we export the most. And this is the wine that represents us all around the world because this is the wine we sell the more. This is about 30% of our production is Riesling Classic. So this is different type of soil, different kind of terroir. But what we are looking for in this classic Riesling is the grape variety authenticity. We are looking for the varietal expression, the Riesling expression. Every year it has to have the same quality, which not mean the wine will be the same every year. Of course, the vintage impression is important in the young part of the wine, in the young side of the wine. But we are looking for the same level of quality with classic Riesling. It's more or less like a Brut Reserve for a beautiful house of champagne like Paul Roger. They have the Brut Reserve. It's the same quality every year. This is what we are looking for. This is what we always did with classic Riesling. It has to be good every year and really representing this beautiful, fresh sensation of a Riesling. And that's it. Now, Richard, I'm open to questions.
Thank
Was
you,
I good
Julien.
in the
Yeah, perfect.
Yes.
And the good news is that you everything I said yesterday, you didn't you backed up or supported it. So that was good. I suppose question it's worth just mentioning a little bit more specifically around the Riesling, the classic Riesling, because that's what we list across Hotel de Van. Is it worth just kind of telling us just a little bit more about that wine?
Yep. Depending what do you want to know. So classic Riesling, it's basically grapes we grow. It's basically two grapes we purchased. On the grapes we grow is coming from Ribeauvillé village and around, which is mainly limestone. On grapes we purchased, it's also mainly limestone, but there is also a small portion of granite, Grès des Vosges, and a little bit of volcanic soil, very small amount. Once again, we are not talking about terroir in this classic Riesling because there is different kind of soil. But in the classic Riesling, there is at least 20% of Grand Cru grapes in the blend, because on the grapes we purchase also Grand Cru grapes. We also purchase Grand Cru Riesling grapes that we pay Grand Cru grapes, and after that it goes in the classic Riesling. It's not a waste. On the contrary, it helps to really increase the general quality of classic Riesling. All the young vines in the Grand Cru, it also goes in the classic Riesling. As soon as we have Riesling Reserve, for example, is grapes we grow ourselves and it's high quality terroir. Classic Riesling, as I said, we try to have the same quality every year to have a kind of regularity. We know that our customer, they know what they're gonna have when they buy classic Riesling from Trimbach. They know it's gonna be dry, vinified. They know it's gonna be fruity, and it should be good with almost everything.
What would be your favorite food and wine pairing? Bear in mind our food concept is kind of a twist of a classic French bistro, with the exception of Avon Gorge, one Devonshire, Canazara House. But for the majority of the Hotel de Van menu, it's a classic sort of French food concept. What would be your go-to pairings for a classic Riesling?
Well, right now, because it's raining here, I will not say a fresh fish, but I will probably go with a blanquette de veau, veal blanket with some spätzle, which is specifically from Alsace. It's specific noodles from Alsace. I will go on this, and in 2 days it should be have some more sunny days. So on sunny days, I will go with classic Riesling and how do you call that? Marches, the hareng, fish with cream, smoky fish with cream, and some potato, really fresh with beautiful onions. It goes very, very well. But we are very lucky because in fact, Riesling is so versatile that it can go with everything in terms of terroir. Riesling with granite is very good. Riesling with limestone is very good. And Riesling in terms of food and wine pairing, it goes with almost everything. So we are very, very lucky to have this great variety and different terroir to have different expression. We always say Riesling is a mirror to the terroir. It reflects very, very well the terroir, and it goes, yes, almost with everything.
And there may be other questions on the call. People feel free to drop a question in the chat or ask out loud. But there is one question that I touched on yesterday, and I wasn't quite sure what the correct answer was, but obviously we have two Alsatian wines on our core list, your Riesling and the Gewürztraminer from Hugel. And obviously there's an obvious similarity in terms of the color, in terms of labeling. Do you want to share us any opinion on how that has happened, or?
Well, we are very close to the Hugel family. We are far away cousins, but it's yes, the long way family. It came back when my grandfather had to go in Algeria for the war, 1960s. He had to go there for the war. It was just after he took over the winery. My grandfather took over the winery when he was 22 years old, so very young. His father was not here anymore, so it was on his own. Try to not rebuild, but try to really continue and to carry on the business. But Algeria war came and he has to go there. So at that time, it was Jean Hugel, which was a little bit younger than him, that he didn't had to go in Algeria for the war, that came do the vinification in our winery. So he was doing his harvest in Rigvir, and when he has his job done in Rigvir, he came in Ribeauvillé to do once again another journey to do the winemaking in our winery. That's why we are really close to Ugel. And in terms of label color, I think that the grandfather and Ugel were just really good friends, and they say, "What color is yours? Yellow? Oh yeah, good idea." And maybe they decide like that. It's an old story. Now we had a small remodeling on the label that you noticed come from the new generation. Thanks to Frédéric, my cousin. She did a great job on that. And yes, it's small evolution, no revolution, but small evolution that we love to modernize a little bit. The grandfather don't like it that much, but we have to go forward anyway.
Brilliant. Yeah. I mean, when you put the bottles side by side, it kind of almost looks like there's some sort of, law in the appellation that it's, should be a yellow label. But yes, yeah. Any questions from anyone else on the call? Okay, hopefully everyone's had a chance to try the Trimbach Riesling at some point in time. Obviously, it's our by the bottle Alsatian Riesling available across the core Hotel de Van list. Julien, thank you so much indeed for joining us today. It's really, these calls are designed to be short, sweet, and informative, so we can fit in little pockets of information every day throughout the month. This is the first week of the month. Obviously, we started off with an introduction to Alsace, which I ran yesterday, which is now, the recording of that call is now available on the MHTV Wine Academy YouTube channel, as will this recording be this afternoon. So thank you to Trimbach. And then tomorrow we have Hugel joining us to talk about the Gewürztraminer that we list on the By the Bottle at Hotel de Van. And that'll be week one of May wine month 2024. So hopefully many as you can join us tomorrow for Hugel to talk about Gewürztraminer. Julien, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thanks to you, and thank you once again for the invitation. Please continue to drink dry Riesling, and please continue to drink Alsace most
Thank
than
you.
anything.
Thank you very much.
Thanks to you. Enjoy. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Have a good day, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.